there were a lot of little known things that came out in the CARES Act that a lot of people may have not even been aware of, but I'm going to get to the one that I thought was the most important, and it is your credit. Since that is something I'm super, super passionate about talking about, I wanted to tell you what the CARES Act put in the bill for you. So if you are affected by the coronavirus, okay, meaning you had to stop working, your hours got cut down, your job closed down, whatever it may be, if you have not taken advantage of calling everybody that you pay money to, and I mean everybody, then you're doing yourself a disservice, okay? If you have not called the credit card companies, if you have not called your mortgage company to see if they're offering anything, if you haven't called your car company, the car loan company, to see if they're offering anything, your cell phone company, if you haven't called your home phone, if you have a home phone, a landline, I don't know who still does, but some people still do. If you have not called them, your utilities, there are some that are offering some and there are some that are not offering things, but this is the time to call and offer, and ask everybody, what are they currently offering you during this time? And if you have not done that, like I said before, you're doing yourself a disservice. This is a great time to take advantage of those things. Of course, you're still going to end up owing these debts, these bills. So I'm not saying put your bills on hold and go on a shopping spree, because you can't really do that anyway. But for those who are struggling and have a need to have a break financially so they can eat, I definitely would say call all of these people and see what it is that they're offering you. Now, if you have already called, say, your credit card companies, anyone that reports to the credit bureaus, during this time, they cannot report any negative remarks about you for 120 days after the declaration of this pandemic is over. So that gives us a pretty long time. So that's, 120 days, that's 6 months. We really don't even know when this pandemic is going to be over. But let's just say it ends in May. Well, we have 6 months from May that creditors cannot report negative things on our credit reports because we were affected by the pandemic. And technically, they're not supposed to say anything. If you watch one of my other videos, I stated it. A lot of times they like to sneak in remarks saying that you were affected by a natural disaster or, got on a payment plan or is on a mortgage modification. You don't need any of that information to be on your credit report. So if you do see things like that being reported that you did not authorize in the remarks section, I would go back to your servicer or whoever it is that reported it and ask them to correct it. You can also dispute with the credit bureau, but ultimately it is going to have to be handled by the individual who actually reported it. So no negative remarks, no negative anything. Everything has to show that it's current. So some people may not want to put current. They may just put, if you go on Credit Karma, sometimes you'll see where it says no data. It'll be an N and a D, and that stands for no data. That just means that your servicer, your loan, your bank, whatever, they did not report any information for that time. I did not read anywhere where it stated that they are allowed to put no data. But it also didn't say that they couldn't do that either, because that's not necessarily anything derogatory. So I would say whether it says no data or current, those should be the only two things that you should accept to see on your credit report from, this moment on. And remember, it is 120 days from cessation of the declaration. So when this is over, when it's ceased, they have 120 days not to report anything. So it gives you a little bit of time to work out some things, to get caught up if you happen to be behind. They're giving you time to let some of this unemployment money come in, the stimulus money come in, so that you can get caught up and you're not going to be punished for it. You definitely want to take advantage of, like I said, those programs, whether it's, no payment due for 2 months or 3 months or however long they're giving you, or reducing interest, whatever they may be giving. Look at it and decide if it fits your situation, but do not let them get off the hook and not offer you anything, because more than likely they should.